guys? This is Erik Ostberg with the Tampa Bay Rays. Checking in with Coach Dana Cavalea. He wanted me to talk about sort of, my life as a pro baseball player, overcoming failure. I'm a catcher, talking about sort of how I control the game and the team and stuff like that. And I've been thinking a lot about these topics, and one that sticks out to me is overcoming failure. Not for the sort of the cliche notion of it, but as a pro baseball player and a college baseball player and a baseball player in general, it's just so brutal mentally and physically, because it's an everyday thing and there's so much travel involved and it's such a tough game, and you're with the same people 24/7 and there's very little time to yourself. And I started thinking about sort of my process and my career in getting to college and working through high school, playing travel ball and all that. And when I was younger, all I wanted to do was play baseball and wanted to be the best that I could be and wanted to play at the pro level and wanted a scholarship. And, because I had this obsessive drive to do those things. But because of that, I kind of didn't do as well as in school as I could have or wanted to or should have. I let other things fall by the wayside, and my high school relationship, fell apart, and I could have easily done a lot more things, during those times, but I was just so deeply focused on what I love to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as I got older, I started to so deeply tie my identity to sort of myself as a baseball player, and if I had 3 hits, I would be in a great mood and I'd be more apt to talk to people. But if I was 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, it was tough for me to come into school the next day, want to talk to people or have the same energy that I do other days. And I didn't like that about myself, and I still battle with that every day, and I don't like that about myself, and that I'm so deeply obsessed with getting better and performing and trying to capitalize my preparation on the field. I'm so obsessed with that I would have, that I've been on anxiety medication. So many sleepless nights of just wondering about my swing, am I working hard enough? What am I not doing? When usually I'm working plenty hard and my preparation is great. It's just baseball's a very hard game. And, over the past year, I've started to really step back and through mentorship of others, trying to not tie my identity so deeply into my performance as a baseball player, my stats, my batting average, whatever, because there's just no way that you're going to be happy. I always would look for the next accomplishment. I want to be first team All New England. I get that, and then I wasn't that happy, and then I'd want the next thing, and I want to be drafted, and I want to be first team All Conference, and Player of the Year, and all these things, and then I would go out and achieve these things, and then once I got it, Erik, you're Player of the Year. Okay, great. And then I wasn't as happy as I thought I would. And I've realized that sort of those things and the journey of skill acquisition is great, but at the same time, I just was never as fulfilled as I felt like I would be if I accomplished that next thing. So really to step back and look at other things in my life, and I started doing this exercise from a mentor of mine to sort of say, every morning let's say 5 things that we're grateful for and that we're thankful for, and let's really realize that the basics that we have are so valuable, and there's so many people that don't have those things. And as soon as I started to focus on my relationships and other people and the people in my life that have been there since the start, and sort of try to improve those relationships, I listen to a lot of lifestyle podcasts and podcasts about stress management and centering myself. Those things have helped tremendously, and in effort to not completely wrap myself up in myself as a baseball player and stats and batting average, because there's just no way to be happy when you're doing that, and that goes in for anything that you're doing. So my advice to anybody is just to step back, say a couple things you're grateful for, and think about the things that you don't think about every day, and realize that you got it pretty good, because we all got it pretty damn good. So that's my advice, and it's something that I battle with every day. I go through cycles with it, and I think that's a character trait of a high performer is somebody that is obsessive and wants to be great, but sometimes you just got to step back.